It's your yummy update time. Big news coming out from the president of US of A. We are looking at this fantastical news where Donald Trump wants to remove some immigrants from the nation, pausing migration. Remember, friends, I did cover this for you and just a quick refresher as well. We are looking at something that is deflationary. When you are pausing immigrants and migrants, friends, I really don't think it really cares about the migrants. It's economics, okay? Because slowing down the migrants, it does slow down inflation, okay? That's important. It allows you to cut rates, stimulate more, hand out more candy to the people. And I guess the whole bet is that AI agents and robotics will replace those in the future out here. This is Donald Trump, okay? There's less inflation and less GDP. Just to let you know from this, and it means more money printing. I guess that they hope that more GDP is going to be cranked up from AI. Remember, the biggest investments right now, friends, the biggest investment boost is from AI right now. AI data centers. Everybody is building all these huge data centers out here. And a lot of people are worried, hey, what if it doesn't work out? Yeah, it might not work out, but also you might get a Pumpy G music, which you're going to get. Now, it's going to be bullish for crypto, bullish for liquidity. We are going to get more global liquidity bursts rising, which I'll come and show you. Right here, this is the chart. It's got a lot of things going on here. The green is the global liquidity, friends. The green is the global liquidity. You can see here. The yellow is the price of gold. So we got to think as well, friends. Gold's like also canary in the coal mine. Gold going up because the currency units are going up. They're printing more money. It's all coming. But that's why a lot of people are worried about Bitcoin. They're asking, why is Bitcoin down and why is everything else up? Is Bitcoin the canary in the coal mine? Is Bitcoin showing the world that liquidity is super, super low? Well, in most circumstances, yes, but we never had a PMI expansion. So this is the thing, friends, like, it depends. There's no real answer for this. Do you think Bitcoin went down because it's leading the whole world? Or do you think Bitcoin went down because it was so sensitive to liquidity? Plus, you had those Bitcoin OGs who bought it for like $100 and now they're selling at $100,000. And they've just been distributing on everybody, just like they always do during this 4-year cycle stuff. So if you're a believer, you're going to keep holding. I think global liquidity is going to keep cranking up. I mean, you got to think about these politicians, friends. The politicians, politicians, you can't trust them as much as you can throw them. That's it. But none of them have said they're going to raise taxes, bro. And by the way, you can't raise taxes. If they dare to raise taxes now, after literally making everybody so poor with this, there'll literally be a freaking revolution. They can't do that. They have to print money. There's literally no other choice as well. Okay. As well, friends. So silver has hit a new all-time high. So silver's been obviously going parabolic. Okay, silver, obviously the cousin to gold when it comes to the metals and stuff out here, which I'll show you. Silver going parabolic, okay, literally going up to the moon. Everyone's like, wow, silver's so good. But no, friends, the real chart of silver is you have to divide it by the M2SL. Not the Kippy, okay, because the Kippy is a Fugazi number. They go, oh, it's growing at like 2 or 3% per year. BS, okay? The real inflation is the money supply units, okay? That's the real inflation. So this is the real chart. This is the historical chart of silver. The silver is all the way down here. It's at a value of 70 units. It peaked at a value of near 1,000 in the late 1970s. That was a true, super massive run that happened here. Maybe silver, friends, does a triple for this cycle. I don't think we're going to go to this super, super, super massive thing up here. Something's going to blow up or they're just going to manipulate it down. But it just shows you how cheap it is out here. But that's the thing as well. It's very tough to take a big punt on these. You got to get everything. That's it. You got to get a bit of silver, a bit of gold, a bit of everything. But they grow less, obviously, than crypto. I know altcoins been an abomination for 5 years. But when you're getting gold and silver, it's just gold primarily. Your growth rate is around, depending on the period of the period you're looking at for 10 years, anywhere from 6% per year to 11% per year. But the stock market, it's more reliable as well. So gold has these periods where it literally just dies for a decade, just does nothing. But stocks are going up more on average out here. So, they're more interesting for people with, if you want to have a big, well-diversified portfolio. Here we have my friend, Mr. California Pete. I'm hearing a lot of 4-year cycle dead today. Well done, Mr. Downey. Anthony, is this seller starting to second guess themselves and taking a nibble back? 4-year cycle dead. Look, man, it's tough, sir, because we're still the cockroaches surviving. But I know that's why it's not even my guessing. I've made like literally, I showed you that video, right? There's 31 plus crypto K-Wells, like 40, like every single major crypto K-Well, besides just a few. Okay, you got Randy Boonuna, you got Crypto Lark, who's on one side, and you got Arthur, but Arthur changes every 5 seconds, so you can't really, you know what I mean? So it's just like 2 or 3 of us on one side who think, oh, well, we're going to keep running for next year. Literally just 2 or 3. Okay, about, let's say 3, and I've got on the other side 35 to 45, man. Huge. It's huge. It is interesting. I also like people to look, there's also Mr. Coin Insider. Maybe watches my channel. Hello, sir. I like watching people who watch everyone else. Because when you watch everyone else, you're like, wait a minute. Because you start to ask questions. Because sometimes you'll see, like, for example, Crypto Crapo believes it's over with Jim Cramer, with Blockchain Backer, with Uncle Bobby, with Ivan, with Taiki. They have like every different type of like risk metric with Ben Copen. Friends, last cycle, Ben Copen made like 55 videos that went for 18 hours each on LCT, lengthening cycle theory. Now it's like, oh, no, it's 4-year cycle. It's just interesting, friends. These were all, most of them were saying you're all stupid if you think the 4-year cycle is going to work again. They were saying that like a year ago. Now they're the ones getting that. Just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't care about being wrong or right, friends. I don't care. If next year's bad, I'm holding anyway. That's it. All right, I'm holding for Euphoria. Justin, of course, we saw, friends, Charmley bought more Ethereum. He scooped up 14,000 ETH. Wall Street is buying, but 35 major crypto K-Wells are tongue-punching each other's donuts, if you know what I mean, and yelling, bear market confirmed. Bear market confirmed. That's what we're seeing, friends. So it's interesting, like, think about, okay, who's selling, who's buying? Okay, who's selling? Crypto K-Wells, Crapo, everybody listening to Jim Cramer, everybody believes in 4-year cycle. Okay, who's buying? Wall Street. It's Wall Street. Dude, you honestly think dude, Wall Street invented the game. You think you're going to outsmart Wall Street? Dude, they invented the game, bro. They invented it, okay? Well, check this out. Chain mine. We're in the most divided period of the crypto cycle. Bulls keep posting 150K chart. Bears scream at BTC 40K. Who's right? And see, Ben, this is pretty much a very, very common theme. More pictures out here. Everyone's got this big 4-year cycle, 4-year cycle. It could happen, man. It could happen. We're saying it literally could happen. I'm just letting you know that if the price goes down, all those KOLs will say, I saved you money. I saved you money. Respect me. Come follow me. Give me your money. I saved you. They'll be saying that. Come buy my subscriptions and stuff. If we go up, I'm just letting you know what they'll do. Some of them will say, oh, I told you that this could have happened. I never said 100% chance. I only said 98.2% chance. And then they will pivot back and then they'll get a whole new round of suckers because that price discovery will bring in more people out here. And so we get the cycle as well. Friends, be careful of centralized exchanges, please. So Injective Protocol, their spot token for Injective went to 0 on MEXC. Now, some people said it actually did trade. Okay, I don't think it's a glitch. Some people are reporting that it actually did trade there. So I just want you to be careful of just the Chinese exchange cabal stuff. It's real, friends. It's real. Also, we have, Mr. Grand Inquisitor, the PDI effect. That's awesome. Were those low bids filled? Yes, I think they were actually. I think some people actually did report on these things happening. But just in general, just we've got to be careful when it comes to these, friends. You got to remember what the whole reason why we invented crypto was to remove the middleman. Also, friends, I forgot to even mention this to you. On top of, you're like, hey, Somi, 35K wells. Surely there's nobody new else to add. Surely you're going to remain my friend. I've got a soy alert here for you. Ansoy has officially declared that crypto is over. Here's Ansoy out here. Now, obviously, what he does is he tries to hedges it. He wrote the bear case first. And then he saw people like making fun of him. Like some people are like, oh, you're calling for the end now. So then what he does is he makes a copy paste of the bull case shortly after. So he's like, oh, I'm just trolling, dog. I'm just trolling, whatever. We know he's bearish, okay? Gut says we've topped, right? Ansoy officially declared crypto is over. He believes the cycle, especially most altcoins, are done. Ansoy believes that pumps will only occur in stablecoin companies and TradFi company new poop chains. So Ansem joins over 35 crypto influencers saying bear market confirmed. And it includes, so you have Ben Copen, Ivan on Tech, Bobby Lucas, CTO Larson, Trader Main, CryptoFace, Crapo, Jim Cramer, Willy Woo, Feffy, Rover, Santiago, Chris Berninski, and dozens of others. Man, I'm really here 18 hours a day, friends. I can't believe, friends, when I first started in crypto, I had no idea. I don't understand who these names are. The fact that I could, these just roll out of my head, this peanut brain of mine, and I know all these names, and I'm here just giving them for you. Bang, 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 bang. I'm just here watching everybody out here. So it's funny, friends. If you cornered me, okay, if you cornered me, let's say you pointed one of your sharp forks at me, you pointed forky at me, and you said, tell me your opinion. And I say, look, man, I don't really have an opinion that matters per words. I could just tell you I'm like gig along, and I can also tell you that they're all on the same side as Jim Cramer and Crypto Crapo. That's pretty much it. It's kind of like, well, there's the crown. And I can also tell you that I've watched all of them since the start. And that, friends, do you understand? That's why, friends, that's why these people have followers, man, because they're good at grabbing clout. They're like, I told you, I saved you money. See, every time it ticks down, I saved you money. Everybody's thanking me for saving them money. There's a sucker born every minute, right? I am personally still turbo long, and with you, bravely fade the crowd. Okay, this is Ansem's post. The crypto trade is mostly over, etc. out here. So let's see if the business cycle is going to pump up or not. I can't believe it as well, friends. I forgot about Frank the Gods as well, one of the LA Vape Cabal. Everyone got too bullish, so now I'm confident that this rally will fail just like the other ones. So, friends, you understand? Look, man. Friends, you've seen my raw peg nipples. You've seen the sharpest elbows you've probably ever seen, okay? You've seen this very, very straight posture, all right? You've seen it. Let's go back to this chart, friends. You understand these people with, like, millions of influence of people following? But you understand something, dude. Friends, just zoom in on this guy's chart, bro. Friends, he literally got a 1 hour chart. Friends, the people saying bear market confirmed are using a 60-minute chart, a 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart. Bear market confirmed. Bear market confirmed. It's bear market confirmed. All day. Like, you understand? This is why, look, you can make your own opinion, okay? I'm not telling you what to do, all right? I don't know anything, you know what I mean? I'm still flipping coins. To me, it's astrology. I'm just showing you, like, dude, you're on a 1 hour chart. Bear market confirmed. Bear market confirmed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if that's your source of information, friends. Look, you can't trust them, man. You can't trust them. If you have a daughter and she's dating a dude, and, you know, he's got a girlfriend every literally 3 weeks. He changes girls. You're going to ask some questions. Do you know what I mean? Friends, you ask some questions. If you're a football coach and you got a player and he changes teams every year and he says, hey, put me as your star quarterback, NFL. You're like, I don't trust you. I just don't know, man. I don't know if I can really trust. That's why I'm showing you these crypto KOLs, friends. You can't trust them, man. You can't. Okay, this is ultimately, this is what we've been looking at. So, you know, the crypto KOLs, they are a representation of the people. All right, they're not actually individuals. They're in a crowd. You know, that's why it's interesting. They all do the different Elliott waves and moving averages and cycle theory and this and that, and then no charts, and they all came to the same conclusion. Yeah, they do. That's why, friends, it's not a science, man. It's a sport. Yeah, it's a sport when it comes to how markets price stuff in and the waves move. And we're not trying to time it, but we will want to look around and go, hey, are there way too many euphoric people? That's why, friends, even in Juicy News, for example, let's say stablecoin supercycle does continue, which I think it will. Imagine we get to a point like right now we see true believers of them. But I do imagine one day, man, what if Playboy releases a stablecoin? So, like a company, you look at them, you're like, dude, why are you releasing a stablecoin? Like, that's, to me, that's the euphoria. That's like, okay, we've priced in everybody in for perfection now. We're nowhere near that. We're nowhere near that. Crypto retailers believe that bullish 2026 views are the most dangerous thing they've ever seen. Friends, look at these. Friends, I grabbed these, okay, just show you. Okay, just to show you. I grabbed these myself here for you. This is stuff I find. I'm showing you, man. I'm just showing you, like, friends, it's stuff from the Matrix. I'm like, dude, this doesn't look like the beginning of a bear. This looks like the beginning of an up bull. When you got random retailers saying, this is the worst analysis I've heard for some time. Misleading and dangerous. It was replying to a guy's video who said, we could go higher in 2026. Not would. We could. It's a random retailer saying, misleading and this is sure. It just, I don't know. Maybe retailers are right. Maybe, see, friends, do you think random username PRF7237? You know, do you think this guy, what's P? What's a name that starts with P? Prashant. Do you think Prashant is outsmarting Wall Street with Tom Lee? But maybe we're just gonna look back or become apparent in the future. You know, as well, friends, we could have everything like we think is correct, and there could still be some sort of black swan or everything coming out here, right? Rate my new outfit. I'm ready for the next part of the crypto cycle. So, Thanksgiving, moving into December, the US Fed ends QT in a couple of days, friends. And just everyone's overwhelmingly bearish, calling for a dead cat rally. You and I are going to be here every step of the way. Like, subscribe, belly button, and I'll catch you soon.